For more than 20 years, CTV has captured the moments that matter in our community. From our studios in St. Clair, you're watching Focus with Paul Dingeman.
Welcome to another edition of the Focus program. Nice to have you back. We've got some very fine ladies from Marine City, Michigan with us today to talk about a wonderful project that's continuing and has some really good news. It's called the Friends of the City Hall. Joining us, the president, Judy White. Welcome back to Focus Set.
Thank you, Paul.
As you said, it's been about 14 months since you've been in here.
It has been over a year since I've seen you, and it's very nice to be back.
We missed you.
Thank you. We've missed you too.
And you brought along Louise Battelle. Nice
Yes.
to see you. Welcome to the Focus Set. Your first appearance, I think.
Well, yes.
Were you on before?
Once before, a long, long time ago.
I was very
you were
young
and
then.
so was I.
I was just out of high school.
There you go.
And Becky Lepley, welcome back. Nice
Thank
to see
you.
dear.
Good to be here.
Judy, you during the 14 months during the COVID time,
Yes.
the efforts of the Friends of the City Hall have continued. Bring us up to date.
They have. 2020, for a lot of people, us included, had us stymied. We couldn't have fundraising events like other people.
Right.
So the income was very small. However, the work progressed without interruption, which is absolutely amazing. So we were able to get the new water line in. It's a 4-2 line. 80 feet of water main coming in from Pearl Street to the building.
Wow.
Yeah, it's the most major service of domestic and fire suppression water service that the building has ever had. Of course, then simultaneously, the company came in and put in the fire suppression system. A wonderful thing Becky calls the Oompa Loompa.
Oompa Loompa.
We'll look at the pictures in a minute. You'll devise your own name for it. Ray Skatarczyk, Hearthside Heating and Cooling, came in and installed a complete new heating and air conditioning system.
Wow.
Yeah. And Beaver Stair finished the repair and reconstruction of the staircase in the east foyer of the building, including some new molding. So all of that was going on, and that was possible because they were in the building alone.
Yeah, right.
Nobody was bothering them,
Right.
and they were quite comfortable, and we were happy.
They were happy to do it.
Yeah, we said, go for it, guys.
Give us a Reader's Digest version of what the project is. A couple of what the whole total project is. It was the City Hall.
It was the City Hall
for many, many years, and then
in 2011, this lady says to me, "We got to form a group for this building to advocate for this building." And I
City had already vacated.
City had vacated 7-8 years prior to that.
Okay.
And so we formed Friends of City Hall. And we had 17 people show up for that meeting, that very first meeting. We have now about 200 members.
Wonderful.
We formed a nonprofit corporation. And our articles of incorporation focus on the fact that we want to preserve, protect, and promote this building. After a few years, we drew up a business plan. That business plan calls for repurposing the building. And our idea for that is to turn that building into a rental venue and a performance center. Because that second floor of the building is an opera house. It's one of the very few surviving 19th century opera houses in the state of Michigan. Becky's nodding. She's been to a few of those places to see what the other opera houses look like. These are rare entities, really, and we're quite fortunate that this one is in rather well-preserved condition. So the business plan says, how about weddings, family celebrations, big birthday parties, maybe just downstairs, maybe downstairs and upstairs. How about turning that upstairs into a concert hall of an evening, small theatrical performance, maybe a guest speaker of some note comes in, So that's the intention.
All right.
However, to get there, we have to make the building accessible because there's nothing but one door in that building which is accessible to someone who has a handicap.
Okay.
So that one door has by default become our main entrance. Once you come through that door, if you're in a wheelchair, you can't get anyplace else in the building. So we have to have an elevator. It's a very expensive investment. And if you're going to do that, then you've got to modernize the toilet facilities, so we have to have ADA compliant toilet. So this, what I'm describing right here is like phase 2.
And you're in phase 1 now.
We have just completed phase 1 and we're taking our first baby steps into phase 2. And that is possible because of St. Clair Community Foundation.
Great organization.
Grant.
They gave you a grant.
They gave us a grant for $10,000. The purpose of that grant is to hire and pay someone to be a capital campaign manager.
Oh, okay.
Because what I'm describing to you, elevator, ADA compliant bathrooms, and so on, we're talking probably in the neighborhood of $250,000 to $300,000.
Okay. All right. That's a chunk.
Yeah. So we need someone to devote themselves to raising that money.
Where do I apply for that job?
Right here.
Yep.
No, if I'm a person watching.
I was teasing you.
Right.
You would utilize my email address, which the ad for this, let me back up. The ad for this is on Facebook.
Okay.
The Friends of City Hall Facebook page.
Okay.
It's also on our website, which is friendsofcityhall.com.
Okay, good.
And you can call me up. You can call Becky up. Our numbers are listed on the ad. Our email addresses are there as well.
Yep.
So whichever way you're comfortable.
Okay. All right. Well, that gives us a Reader's Digest. Becky, you've been in music for years. How's the acoustics upstairs for music?
It is absolutely amazing, and that's one of the reasons why we're being so fussy about not disturbing the Opera House structurally. There were some plans to stick a restroom here or take this off there, and we said, no, we're not touching this. You can stand on the stage and whisper and be heard in the back of the balcony. It's amazing. It
Wonderful.
really is. It's what I call a natural acoustic setup with natural reverb. Now, people pay a lot of money to buy an amp that has reverb in it. Don't need it here. It's just perfect. I love to sing in there because you sound better than you are. And the people that come in and play in that place do. And in the old style, the dance floor or the main floor is solid walnut, which you can't find anywhere. We've got the stage with the wings on it, plus a balcony. And it's just an amazing place. And it also has 2 balconies where you can open to fresh air because, of course, they didn't have air conditioning or central heating.
Right.
Nothing was, there was no gas, no water,
Right.
nothing. In
What
that
year was the
building.
building built?
1884.
Okay.
They said in
It's a
chorus.
choir
They
here.
said, yeah, the choir is here. But it is, it's amazing. But again, placing the elevator where we, at this point in time, want to place it would also enable people to get things up to the stage. You know, when you're bringing a timpani or a bass
Right.
drum or whatever, you don't want to be dragging it up all
Oh,
those
couple
stairs.
steps.
Yeah. So it's really important. And we have very carefully prioritized our projects. Right now, we're going for the things that we need to have the building open, the ADA compliancy stuff. But just in case you were afraid we were going to run out and you wouldn't get in on that, we've got a whole list of projects. that go on and on.
Louise,
Plus upkeep.
how'd these 2 characters get you involved?
Well, we found this beautiful building when we moved here about 12 years ago. My husband and I went around the corner and there it sat, and we were really excited because we'd spent about 12 years in an RV full time.
Oh my God.
And so we went through all kinds of little towns, and we went to see all kinds of beautiful old buildings.
Yeah.
So we were just really excited because we wanted to get in the building. And then we found out
That
you couldn't get in the building.
Right.
And then I found out that you had this organization. So Bill and I decided we would join.
Well, good for you.
And it has been exciting to see what's happening. And what we're doing now is not something that people get excited about. If we were, but it's necessary, if we were painting things and people could argue about what color you were using or what kind of
Tile
stuff we
divide.
were going to put, no, we're going to have that wood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. But people would get excited about that, but it's what has to be done so that we can get to the beauty part. And in order to do that, we need to have somebody in charge of a capital campaign. And in addition to that, we have to have the people of Marine City and anybody that comes here from Michigan or California and is interested in beauty to help us.
Okay. All right. So now we got an update. We know that it's got great sound and it's got great bones and it needs a little bit of help. So you're looking for somebody to raise money.
Yes.
Let's bring those pictures up now that you brought, if the fellows will do that.
Okay.
We'll talk about what's going on. That's
So that's the rebuilt staircase.
looks beautiful. I
It
remember
should.
how it was.
For
That-
$32,000, it should be.
How much?
32,000.
32,000.
It's steam bent oak, and there's very few people that do that.
Oh my God. Okay, next. Oh,
This is the attic of the building. Now, none of us have been up there. This photograph was taken by the guys that installed the fire suppression system.
and that's the fire suppression
Yeah,
system.
that black pipe that you see up there
Yeah.
delivers the water. But I brought this along, not only because it's really unique, and nobody's ever seen it before,
Right.
you know, no. But
Look at the
I
wood.
want you to look at the wood.
It's
It's
perfect.
137 years old,
Perfect.
isn't it?
Yeah.
And the first time those guys went up there, it was in July of last year. It was 117 degrees.
Okay.
And so they were working in 15-minute spurts, and
Yeah.
coming down and hydrating, what have you. But what they said to us right away was, you wouldn't believe the condition of the wood. It's
Oh, it's beautiful.
immaculate.
Okay, next. That's your new heating and air conditioning system.
Yes.
Raise-
Yes.
Raise it to,
Courtesy-
Skatarchik.
Raised
thank you.
Skatarchik.
okay.
Same thing, just
But
More
he
detail.
donated this whole system?
Yes, he
absolutely.
did.
Wow.
All the labor, and then he came back and he did some additional work, and he worked on the outside, and
Okay. That is, what are you calling it?
Oompa Loompa.
Oompa Loompa. It looks like it's a space age rocket of control.
It does. It does. We're down in the basement of the building against the north wall. And over here to the far left, it makes a turn and it goes down underneath the foundation and connects to that water main that we were talking about.
So that's your fire suppression system.
Yeah, this was about $90,000
Oh, my
all
God.
told. The water main itself started out at 36 and ended up at 40.
Oh,
So we've
Okay.
invested well over $300,000 in that building since 2011.
oh,
This is simply another view of that machinery.
another shot of it.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now this
wow.
is- we had to put in fire doors. And so I threw this in because when they started clearing this south wall, this is just outside the hose tower
Yeah.
of the building, and they started clearing that of old drywall and stuff. It revealed the brickwork, which is gorgeous, but this thing, that wooden thing that you see there, that's called a centering device, and it is original to the building. If we could back up to
Back
that
up one
shot,
picture,
Rick.
please. There we go.
Yeah, they intended an arch opening into the fire hose tower.
Right.
I don't know what to call it. So to build that arch, you have to put up this wooden centering device. You notice it notches into
Yep.
the wall here. And that holds up the brick while mortar dries. Now, for whatever reason, they didn't remove it.
Oh,
So we're absolutely astonished to find this thing in place. And what we're
Beautiful.
going to do ultimately is cover all of this in glass. And
Okay.
we have glass doors here, so people can walk by that, see into the hose tower, open the door, step into that space.
Where's this door go?
That's a fire door.
It's for-
That's steel, and I
Okay.
just wanted you to see.
Yeah.
We invested about another $1,000
In
just
fire
buying
door.
it.
So you're always looking for grants. You're always looking for people to volunteer and help you.
Yes.
But you've got a lot of work to do to finish.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. I think if we can complete phase 2, we're going to do something similar to what the Detroit Symphony Orchestra did when they were restoring Orchestra Hall downtown. They fixed the stage floor, some wiring situation. They didn't bother at all with holes in the plaster or paint or any new carpet. That all stayed the way it was. I'm sure they vacuumed and dusted, but they opened for business. And I was one of those, ticket buyers. The minute that place was open, I didn't care.
Right. You
It
just wanted to be
was
back there.
Pretty ratty. The sound was excellent. So that's what we're going to do.
Good.
It's going to look ratty, and we'll work on raising money for phase 3, and one day we'll make it pretty.
Yep, we already have a house band, the St. Clair County Community Big Band, C squared, B squared,
Right.
has their sign up there and is rehearsing there.
Oh, they're
And
rehearsing.
They love it.
They
just
rehearse
love it.
upstairs?
Well, right now we're rehearsing on the first floor because there was no heat upstairs. We don't turn the heat on upstairs with that, but they have their sign up upstairs and they love to play up there. Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. All right, so the first thing we want to do is find somebody, a capital campaign manager, and they can go to the Facebook page.
Yes.
They can call or email Judy White at judywhiteo or judywhite0
Zero.
Judy White's
at Gmail, or Becky or Rev Lepley at yahoo.com, and we'll have those numbers up for you too, and we'll get that person hired, and then we'll keep having you come back and update us on more pictures, and
Love
it's
to do
exciting.
it.
You joined a pretty good group.
I think so. Very much so.
Big help.
Where'd you travel? All around the United States?
We started
So-
in Michigan and
Yeah.
went all the way out west, and and then of course east, and we did it. It was fun.
How many of these type of city halls did you see? Round figure.
I would say at least 10.
10 of them?
Yeah.
Many of them restored?
Yes. Yes, and many of them had their Chamber of Commerce inside.
Yep.
Or they had a little cafe in a corner, or it was just the ability to go through the building itself. And then the people that were taking you through the building told you about the city, and so then, it really worked out quite nicely.
Right.
One of my favorite lines is when we were doing tours, we had a little girl that was 6 years old, and she came up and she said, "Can I come in the castle?" That's one of my favorite moments.
Absolutely.
So were you the queen or the princess?
I don't, both.
Okay, well that's about it. That's your invitation to get involved with the Friends of the City Hall of Marine City, the old City Hall of Marine City. And a good group, and you'll have fun being involved with them. That's about it for this edition of the Focus program. Thanks very much for tuning in. Till next time, I'm Paul Dingerman. See you soon.